Good morning, everybody. It's Matt Johnson here at Pilger Hyundai, Goshen, Mississippi, Genesis of Goshen. We've been saying for a few days now that we were going to take a ride in the all-new 2020 Sonata, and today we're finally going to do that for you. Just a quick look around the vehicle. You see the all-new digital display there. We have 12-inch LCD screen, 10 and a quarter inch cluster there. Beautiful infotainment in this one. We do our shift by wire in this vehicle now, so the shifter's gone from the center, wireless charging pad like you would expect, dual zone climate like you would expect, and the controls are right there for the heated steering wheel also. You do have, split screens here. We have the weather, the maps, the radio. That is customizable based on what you want to see in the vehicle. There are paddle shifters. If you choose to drive sport mode that way, you can do that. Multiple ways of operating the vehicle now. You obviously have the key fob. This trim level comes with a digital smart key that's shaped like a debit card that you can use to get into and operate the vehicle. And then also, if you have an Android phone, you can actually set an Android phone up as a digital smart key if you have a child or a family member that periodically needs to use the vehicle. The leather trim in this car is beautiful. It really is nice. Bose sound system in this trim level. See the memory seating there where you can have multiple memories. We have a full pano sunroof in this one if you want to let the sun shine in. A little bit rainy here in South Mississippi this morning, but still, just to give you a look there, it's a great looking top in this vehicle, and everything is automatic, the covers and all. So one of the coolest features about this are the new driving and safety features. So we're going to go ahead and get into drive. One thing I'm going to show you there, the different views that you have on the monitor. It's full surround view depending on what gear you're in. Since we're in drive now, you can shift your view if you have something forward that you're trying to avoid. You have multiple options of what you want your camera surround to look like as you're utilizing the vehicle. So now we're going to go ahead, get in gear, get out on the road and see some of the features that this vehicle has to offer. One of the big things that I wanted to show you this morning is going to be in the highway drive assist. And unlike a lane keeping assist that just keeps you from crossing over one line, the highway drive assist actually is going to keep you in the middle of a lane. If you are on a mapped interstate highway system roadway and you have your smart cruise active, then you can actually engage the highway drive assist, and it will actually keep the vehicle in the center of the lane for you. So also, you can see the heads-up display is really clear, even in daytime sunlight in this vehicle. It gives you the speed limit of the roadway you're turning onto, your current speed in miles per hour. So that heads-up display is really nice also. So we get out onto the roadway here, and as long as you are under 95 miles an hour, and again have your smart cruise engaged, then you can enable, and you see the change on the heads-up display there that lets me know that this system is active. And right now you can see my hands aren't anywhere on the wheel, and I don't encourage doing this at home. This is test purposes for this vehicle, so please don't drive with your hands not on the steering wheel. But as you can see, as we go down the road on and on and on, that the wheel is making the adjustments itself. You have two cameras that are in the front of this vehicle, and it's looking out at the white lines in front of us, and it's actually using those to keep us in the center of this lane. And you can go on and on. It will tell me here in just a few moments to put your hands back on the wheel if it senses them being off for so long. You do get that, and it's a warning you should have. Now, while you still have your standard lane keeping assist, this highway drive assist, as you see, I'm keeping the camera here so you can look and tell that and even as we go into a bend here, I hadn't touched the steering wheel, and we hadn't left this lane one time. Cruise control active. Now it is telling me to put your hands back on the wheel. But what an amazing feature that is if you have long trips that you need to make, you know, it will help you to keep the vehicle situated as you're making those trips. Now, just the press of a button and it turns back off. Again, the trim in this car is great looking. One thing that really impresses me that they did in the remodel of this vehicle, compared to a 19 and previous Sonata, you actually feel like you're sitting 3 or 4 inches higher in the vehicle. However, one of the upgrades that they made was a redo of the interior as far as the seating's concerned, but the actual body of the vehicle sits about 2 inches lower than what it used to. So even though we're physically lower in the frame, you sit higher in the vehicle. It's a little bit longer than the previous model. And we have seen and personally tested here that you can sit a 6+ foot individual in the front seat and then have a 6+ foot individual directly behind them, and you can do so comfortably without banging your knees everywhere. The dash is going to be customizable based on what you want to see up there. We can toggle through that, and then a lot more interactive than in previous years, in that a lot of the vehicle controls previously you were required to control through the dash, but now you can actually control them through the infotainment system. We'll touch on some of that as well in just a moment. The new turbocharged engine that we have in this vehicle, it's surprisingly peppy, but still good fuel economy. You know, it's a combined 31 mile per gallon, you know, 27, 28 city, roughly 36, 37 highway. So you still get great fuel economy, but with that fuel economy, if you want to go ahead and get up and go a little bit, you can get up and go a little bit, you know, and that's 0 to 60 right there. So it is indeed a peppy engine. One cool feature that I'm going to find a parking lot and demonstrate for you with this new model is the park assist feature also. You know, sometimes when you get somewhere and then the blind spot, you see we have a blind spot mirror view when you put your blinker on, and that's going to come up on either side that you have your blinker on. You will get a monitor there on the dash to help you see what's in your blind side. So that's an amazing feature also. But back to the parking assist, when we get somewhere like a crowded grocery store or a parking garage, and you're someone that may have, you know, children in car seats, or it may just be a tight spot and you don't have the ability to get into that spot and get your doors open, or you're worried about bumping into another vehicle or scratching yours, we actually can use the vehicle to help get you in and out of that spot without you even being in it. So what I'm going to do is get out and we'll go ahead and show you the feature that I'm talking about. Take a second just to give you a brief look at the outside of the vehicle, the upgrades that they've made there. Just at first glance, just wow. The gravitative headlight LED strips there, with the blended lights as they fall back, the wheels, the panoramic roof. You know, we have been claiming industry-wide the death of the midsize sedan for many years now. In the remake of this Sonata, to quote the great Twain, tells us that, you know, the death of the midsize sedan, rumors have been greatly exaggerated, because this is a beautiful, beautiful looking vehicle. So now we're going to talk about the parking feature. From the key fob, I was able just now to start the vehicle. So if I'm coming back to my vehicle in a parking garage or a tight spot at a grocery store, and I'm worried about not having the room on the side to get in and out, or maybe I've got a car seat that I don't want to bang around, with the key fob, I can actually tell the vehicle to go ahead and come forward, straight forward to me. And with no one in the vehicle, it's going to go ahead and roll out, come right here to where you can go ahead and open your doors that way. Same thing, if we need to get into a parking spot, we go ahead and line up where we want to be. And then as soon as we get there, also with the key fob, the vehicle will go ahead and back up into that spot for us. Now, I know a lot of things going through your mind right now are probably, you know, what if someone is walking behind the vehicle, or what if I didn't see something that was back there behind me when I was going to park? You still have the same parking sensors at this low speed, your pedestrian crossing and your frontal collision. They are going to stop any object, but it's going to stop the vehicle before you come into contact with any object. Again, I don't suggest you test it, but we have here multiple times from multiple directions, and you cannot force this vehicle to come in contact with anything. So now we'll get back in the vehicle and head back up the road a little bit. That's just a truly amazing feature that I wanted to let you guys get a first-hand view of. Now, you do still have all the great features of BlueLink that come standard on this model for 3 years after purchase at no charge. And through BlueLink application, even though you have the option on the key fob, you will be able to lock and unlock, remote start, climate control, all from your phone, regardless of where you are in reference to the vehicle. Trunk space is really, really impressive to be a sedan of this class. So you have the driving features that I showed you, and then packed with standard safety features that you've come to expect from Hyundai in the way of frontal collision avoidance, you know, pedestrian cross traffic, you know, your safe vehicle exit. If you parallel park the vehicle and then you go to get out the driver's side and there's an approaching vehicle, it's going to warn you and let you know, hey, someone's coming up behind you. You can see in the heads-up display that the blind spot monitor was on there. I'll see if I can get a vehicle to get this, there it is again, to come beside me so I can show you that. But you can see any warning that, like blind spot, that you would have seen before on your side mirrors, it is still active on your side mirrors, but you also see that on the heads-up display as well. Navigation built into this when you see the maps, and if you want that larger, again, this it is customizable, the split screen, as far as what you want to see and how large you want to see it. 5-year, 60,000 mile bumper to bumper warranty, 10-year, 100,000 on the powertrain. But at Jason Pilger Hyundai, when you purchase from us, as long as you follow the vehicle's maintenance schedule that's in the book, then we will lifetime warranty the powertrain for you through JD Power on the purchase of any new vehicle, and that's at no cost to you at all. That's something that we do for our customers. Very, very spacious interior. You know, it's not cramped up. The body has been extended a couple inches. And there's the blind spot monitor that I was telling you, also in the side mirrors, but it is active on the heads-up display as well, just to give you a view of what I was talking about earlier. So the warranty is going to be very, very hard to compete with, especially at the price point of this vehicle in comparison to the competition. You know, automatic, you've got remote start from the key fob, you've got the parking assist that I believe is going to be a game changer for a lot of people. A lot in regards to safety, but then in ease of use as well. You know, I really do think a lot about young people with young children and coming in and out of grocery stores with car seats, and you're trying to get the seat back in the car, and when you're in a tight spot, it's difficult to do. So this is a solution for that problem, something that we've needed for a long time. And then again, the cameras for lane change, I wanted to put that on while there was a vehicle in my blind spot, so you would know when you have someone in your blind spot, how I showed you earlier, and you attempt to put a blinker on in that direction, not only do you have the camera there to assist you, but you also get the audible warning from the vehicle that says, you know, proceed with caution, there's someone there that you may have impact with. So it's crammed with standard safety features. You know, the highway drive assist is going to be life-changing for a lot of people that have to travel a good deal or spend any amount of time on the road. You guys saw how long we cruised down the highway at a safe speed. You have the speed limit for the road that you're on in the heads-up display, as I was showing you earlier. And then you just set it and enable highway drive assist, and then it's going to help you stay in the middle of the lane. You know, you do have the audible warnings there. If you don't have highway drive assist as far as standard lane keep, if you do go to drifting from a lane, and yes, one of the big questions is, if I'm in smart cruise control and highway drive assist, what happens if I approach another vehicle or if someone pulls out in front of me? Well, your collision avoidance system does still take over, and it will apply up to full braking power to the vehicle and bring you to a complete stop. The smart cruise control is stop and go all the way down to a complete stop. So yes, you have adjustments there for what kind of pacing distance you want between you and the next vehicle to you, and it's going to act accordingly. I don't know if you can quite make out on the speed limit sign of the heads-up display, there's a yellow bar across the top now. It even knows to tell you, hey, we're in a school zone right now, so your speed needs to be adjusted. And it's going to tell you those things as you traverse the roadways. So a lot smarter, a lot more truly interactive, a lot more customizable in the various drive modes. And I know I've already kept you on video for 15-16 minutes, and it would take me another 30 or 40 to truly go through the drive modes and interior features of the new Sonata, and we will do that in a separate video. I just know I had been saying for days now that we were going to make a video inside the new Sonata to show you guys some of the new features, things that had changed, upgrades that were made, and so I didn't want to wait on that any longer. Had a good morning time this morning to go out and get that done, so wanted to do it for you guys. Gonna get back with you soon, and we'll complete you know, our overview of the interior features, the sound system, exactly what's changed inside the vehicle, and do another one there as well. Again, it's Matt Johnson, Jason Pilger Hyundai, Goshen, Mississippi, Genesis of Goshen, and we'll see you guys soon.